we gotta buy another one.
We're gonna buy another.
Now we'll have two.
Two that don't work?
Well, this is the one that kept kicking out.
The other one,
The other one died on you, right?
That's the one that well, that one ended up with just one bar of battery left during the public hearing. So I took the batteries out of the other one and put it in that one.
oh.
And then put the other batteries in, so that one didn't turn back on when I put the one bar battery back in it, for
So
whatever
maybe
reason.
that one's okay then.
Just need battery.
Again, we just changed it too.
Yeah, but I always have better luck with that one.
I
It's
do.
easier for me to delete the B folder, which is what planning board uses and stuff.
You like the other one because it
Plugs in.
plugs into the computer.
Yeah, well, I just use the cord.
Yeah, I do that, yeah, but
Yeah.
I use the other one. So maybe we can try that recently.
Yeah,
Cause I had just put batteries on the black one, and then, how was I put that?
right,
Yeah,
So
I
she
knew it
switched
wasn't
them.
gonna last through.
right,
So she
The remainder
switched
of
them, that's why.
the-
yeah.
For the
Public
board
hearing and the
meeting.
plan board meeting.
Right, so in between the two, I
Yeah.
changed the batteries.
And the ones in that black one were brand new ones.
Yeah, but now,
It used to be something.
I couldn't find any, I sort of looked real quickly.
Yeah.
I put some in my backpack, I bought some, just by myself, and stuff in my backpack, in
Right.
case I needed them in the future.
Well, I thought there was something new about it. Not looking pretty.
Yeah, I looked kind of quickly, I
Yeah.
didn't want to take a long time, but
Extra cables, but plenty of them. Yeah. Yeah, let's try it again.
Yep.
We'll have to invest.
Yes. I started to do that yesterday.
Alright, thanks.
Something happened. Hold on.
Right.
And then
That kid had a lot of patience, but he had to take me that long and I just stuff about it. The tree go finally? Yes. Last week.
Guess we have to set up supplemental. one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something posted again. I didn't know they did it.
Yep.
Good?
Yep, last week. I had it right on my list. Forgot to tell you. Oh, ain't like you've been here all day or anything.
Alright. Biggest thing, we get the money, we'll just
That's right.
post it out.
Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Does she-
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a copy of the check, so it's good. On my desk.
How's your phone say?
4:58.
That was pretty close then.
We can start. We're gonna do the pledge of allegiance first.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna do the pledge first. It's okay.
Call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Warrant been signed.
Yes.
All will be. Did anybody note any errors or omissions for the town of Newry Select meeting minutes for May 2nd, 2023?
I did not see anything that was wrong, and I'll make a motion, we approve them as read.
I'll second that.
and seconded that we approve them as read. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor? Any adjustments to the agenda?
No.
We've already added enough.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yes.
Any announcements?
No.
Public comment? I'm assuming we do have a public hearing for the liquor license, or is this just a renewal and we don't?
I think it's a renewals.
It's a renewal.
Yeah,
So we don't really need a public.
don't really need a public hearing, but.
Okay, so I guess we'll get on to the liquor license and get that over with. This is for the golf course.
Yeah, it's for the golf course, so it actually involves two different licenses. Here's your check. Thank you. So, the first one is the on-premise license, and these are the diagrams, I didn't staple them together. Two different sizes when I was scanning for red and I forgot.
And one's for the premises and one's for the mobile cab.
For the auxiliary, right, so the golf course, the mobile service bar, so that, it goes around. So in these diagrams is a diagram of the golf course itself and where the mobile part will go, has gone. Nothing's changed from the last few years. So the page that you sign for the, auxiliary license, which is a two-pager, is right at the bottom of page 2, or the middle of page 2. And then on the on-premise license, it's on page 6 that you sign. All right?
We haven't heard any complaints or
Nothing.
any reason why we should renew them.
No, I haven't received any complaints. It's a blue pen.
Oh, yes.
For
I
blue
think they all, I think they all have blue pens,
You
right?
guys all have blue?
Yeah, they do. We try to give them all blue.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the state is so picky.
I know, so,
Kind of with color copiers.
yes, I know, that makes sense.
Right.
Make a motion, we renew the golf course liquor license.
Can we go both together?
Yeah.
I'll second it. And move to second it that we approve the liquor license for the Sun Lodge River Golf Course. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor?
In favor.
He's still on it.
I just put a tab on the signature pages and I thought of it as I was driving over. I was like, oh, please sign here, tabs.
Oh, wow. They'll be all right.
Do we have to send two of these, or is it?
Yeah, Gary's got that.
Yeah, that's the on-premise license. And the next one that Gary's signing is the auxiliary mobile service license. And then you'll just type your names in this one.
Okay.
That.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
All right. Update on personal property tax.
That's me. I should have You guys probably already received the little spreadsheet I put together there.
I think I told them,
Oh, good.
they look like they're the same thing.
I don't know. No, it's different ones.
Different
Oh,
year.
no, the same thing.
It should all be.
Different years.
It's
Yeah,
three, 4 years,
yeah.
3
Well, I
years.
gave you two, I guess,
I
yeah.
think, I tried to put it all on one sheet.
You did. They got two copies
I
of
I think
it.
so, I think it's.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, same then.
So I
Make sure they
think,
had it, I guess.
That's right, it was important.
you know, we've been around and around and around with this, and what has happened was at my request, I wanted a current list for this year and a list for what he's actually had for the last handful of years. And I don't know if you guys have seen these, but he had 2 appraisals done. Private appraiser came out and appraised the assets that he had. I'm gonna assume that he's telling the truth, that these are his assets.
That, I do know that fellow is an appraiser.
And I looked at what he had appraised for items, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. It's vastly different than what we had, and we all know, we still can't figure out why we had what we had, but, all right. So going forward, so what I'm recommending is to break it down in 2 different ways, in the sense that we can only go back 3 years to abate the errors that we made. So, on this sheet, the 4/1/2020 and the 4/1/2021, that is basically from his appraisal, right? The assets that his appraiser had. So there's no arguing that. This is the number he provided, I can live with it, that's fine. For this most current year we're in right now, 2022, this other appraisal that he's put together, I added a few newer assets. One of them was something that he was leasing, and the lease was over, he took over ownership from it. I saw him very briefly the last time I was here, I didn't get any details with him, and he hasn't seen these numbers, but for the year we're in now, I have 121,000 on his assessment, again, based on his appraisal. So, I recommend that for 2020, we abate it down to the 31,000 that his appraisal came up with. Same way for 2021. And for 2022, I'm adding in these newer assets that he has acquired. And in his declaration, he puts when they were brought in, so they should have been assessed for April 1 of 2022. So I think, like I said to Loretta, putting this together, trying to come up with a good defense, these are his numbers. I'm not having a contrary opinion to the numbers that he provided. I'm just piecing together the items when they should have been taxed. And I really, he may not like it, he still can appeal it, but it'd be pretty hard evidence to not support what we've done. So, that's the reason behind the mathematics that I've come up with.
Well, how do you, I just wanna know, how you know that he took over that excavator again?
Because you probably saw that, we asked him, when he filed for the abatement, I said I want it approved, so I have a right to ask him for assets, particular assets. So I asked him for 2 lists. I said, give me an asset list that you think the values are for the abatement that we're talking about, which is the 31,000. And then I sent out, we sent everybody a personal property request this year, you guys all filled one out, I'm sure. So, I also did one for him, but the new law in that request allows me to go out and grab somebody particular, send it certified, and there's a lot of teeth with that. If they don't reply to it, the certification, they can't appeal it. The law changed a few years ago. I can grab just one person for one individual thing, and knowing everything was going on, I asked a second list for him for this year, coming up 2023. And when he supplied that list, he stated that these other 2 assets, the 2 I added in, were there before April 1st of 2022.
Okay.
That's why. And that same number that we have will continue on for this year, for 2023.
So what is our next steps with all of this?
have to vote to.
Right, you would vote to,
Accept what you've given us.
right, if you wanna go that way, what you vote to grant an abatement for those 3 years, with those 3 numbers I have in the bottom right. We'll notify him of that decision, and he can do with it as he will. He'll have 60 days from the time he receives that decision to go to the next step, which is the bar, the state board, county board of assessment review in Paris. So, what I'll do, I just thought of this just now, I'll take some letterhead with me home, because if you guys decide, legally we have 10 days to notify him, and I'm not back until the end of the month, I'll take some letterhead with me and just write a letter on our behalf, letting him know what the abatements are and what his timeline is.
So how does this figure into what he was paying before? More or less, same?
Quite a bit like that last bottom, on the bottom right-hand corner, it says recommended abatements. You see there's 3 lines.
Yep.
So I'm saying there's about $7,230 of abatements coming back to him total over the last 3 years. And you've talked to the attorney about more than 3 years old, and we just basically have to write it off as uncollectible. And the value stayed the same at $326,100 for all 3 years. So 2020 and 2021, we're bringing that number down to his appraisal. And that creates a $3,157 abatement for 2020, $2,360 abatement for 2021, because that was the first year the reval and the mill rate was a lot lower. And then the current year we're in now for 2022, it's $1,712 because of the additional value that I picked up from his listing.
So all the previous stuff that we've been talking about, just write it off as uncollectible,
Yeah.
and then in 3 years, we're gonna write this off as uncollectible. This seems like a lot of work for nothing.
It is a lot of work for nothing, and the personal property collection is a very, very frustrating job. Because when you go to lien it, you can't lien it as easily as you can with residential. Bricks and mortars, it's land. It's hard, you have to go to small claims court basically to do it. But now with his appraisal, not our number, but he gave us from his appraisal, serial numbers, models, makes, years, things like that. If the time comes 3 years from now, if he doesn't pay, and the board wants to pursue this, tax collector will have the best information possible with all the particular serial numbers that we need to go to small claims court to have a chance of getting a judgment.
I'm assuming, this, that he'll pay this, because he's had to pay an attorney, and he's had to pay that appraisal guy.
Yep.
So I don't think it'll get to where, at that point. No guarantees, that's just my
I'll
thoughts.
probably pay the back stuff, but the one for this year will be the last one he'll pay.
So,
Until we have to.
yeah.
Well, I feel, not that it won't be a fight, but you
Right.
can't argue, these are his numbers.
Right,
We're not debating value. This is what you told me it was worth,
yeah.
and that's what we're using. And timing is something that like I said, he met me when I was going out the door last time I was here, and I just told him I was working on it. So we had a meeting tonight, I thought he had a right to know, and he didn't show up. But,
Right, he said he was gonna.
yeah. To answer your
Yeah,
need,
it's just annoying.
it's very annoying.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the personal property recommended abatements.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the abatements set forth. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
send a letter out to him from my office.
So then he'll 60 days to respond after he receives it.
Yeah, after he receives it.
Okay.
So it's gotta go first class mail.
Yeah, it does not need to go anything further than that.
Yeah.
We have to assume that they receive it. So. Yeah, but on the other side, we just, how much was the tree growth penalty we got?
18,000?
18,000?
Yeah, the mountain took a piece of property out of tree growth where the new lift was going in. Last time I was here, I calculated the penalty and I told them I needed a letter, because they wanted to know an estimate. So I gave them the estimate to remove it, and then I said, I'd like a letter requesting it be removed, and they just sent a check, so that
Yep.
works too, so that's about 18,000, so. That was good. And I got the personal property update from the mountain, I worked on that today. And most of the new items up there are exempt through the W.H.A.T program, but we still went from 19 million to 45 million. So half of the value of that growth we'll get back in the form of a reimbursement, half the tax he would have gotten. But as I'm looking at the asset list, I'm talking to Joel, and I said, what they told us on the site plan review for a cost is more than what they declared on their list. So I emailed the accountant and said, just to say, hey, something's not adding up. The number you put in, what we've been told, you need to verify that. So it can do nothing but go up. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
So where we sent out personal property letters to everybody this year, what are we gonna do for the ones that did not return them? Because we have a few that we know, that we can see from the road. How do we handle that?
Send a second notice and tell them what would happen.
Well, what would happen?
That's what we gotta decide, I guess.
What usually happens, Rob?
Well, this new law that I quoted, where we said to Keith to get the additional information with
Yeah.
the teeth to it. Yeah, if you want to send a second notice, we would send it out that way. It would be the only way to make it stick, it has to be certified. So the people that we can sit down around the office and figure out which people should get this notice. I mean, you kind of you set a floor at 2,500, which is very good, yeah, it's a very reasonable
That should
number.
be a fair number.
It's a very fair number. That's a total. If you had 10 things worth $500 apiece, you're still gonna get an exception. But, so, between the three of us, four of us at the office, we can figure out which ones should be get a second notice. Send a second notice, they have to sign for it, send it back, it's gonna cost us $850 apiece. But then we go ahead and say, all right, like I explained to you earlier, if we had 3 farmers in town, and we had 1 or 2 that were fair and reasonable, give us a number. And now we have a number of 1 farm, and then we'll say, okay, this farm is not cooperating with us, is it bigger or smaller than this one? If we have a number set here, we'll just pick a number that's bigger or smaller. You kind of have to go down through the list that way. It does fly in the face of having a list this accurate, but it also, by not signing for that and providing the evidence that we want, when he gets it built, there's no appeal. Then that, you do have the potential of a slippery slope, but you're gonna get that no matter what. But the best way of getting somebody to comply would be make this request as it needs to be, give them the 30 days, and then we'll start coming up with a reasonable number to put them in line with properties that are like them. See where it goes. The only other option would be just to start assigning numbers to these people without that second round.
Yeah.
That's hard to defend.
I'm trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt
Right.
as much as we can,
Right.
and still be fair about it. I know Kubota track is a pretty popular around the town.
Yeah, it is. And remember, if that's somebody's hobby, if he's an accountant in Bethel, and he likes the big lawn, he likes to mow the big lawn, that's not subject to tax, we cannot tax that. That is, it has to be employed in trade. Is what the statute says. So you could be, it could be a business, it could be side business, but you're earning money from this business, not just, I like the.
Collect tractors.
Right,
Right.
collect tractors, mow lawn, things like that. And there's always gray areas, but that's where we draw the line. That's what the statute says. It used to all be taxable, years and years ago, but they've cleaned that up a bit. Make it just business. Second business, things like that.
So that's any lawnmower? Any
Right,
tractor?
anything you use it for your personal,
They're
doesn't
for
have.
hire.
If
You
you
don't
just,
have to worry about it.
if you're
Right.
using it at your house and not
Right.
coming to mine and charging me, you're good.
But if you're charging and it's your business to go around and mow lawns, then you need to be.
What if I take it to my kids and
No.
just use it
No.
there?
Are they paying you?
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I'm pretty sure you're
That's
paying
why I'm
them.
going.
Pretty much, eh?
Right.
So no,
That always
Yeah,
works
no,
out for me.
nothing like that, well, nothing like that. Well, one of my employees, he had a little business on the side, he mowed a bunch of lawns, he plowed a bunch of driveways. It was his son's summer job. Yeah, that's that. He had a,
Should somebody like me write all that down?
No.
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 Because you
Personal,
Make any
personal,
money at it.
personal
I
property
don't
is
use it to
not.
make money.
What about the guy that has the tractor and he uses it to collect maple syrup that he sells?
Yes.
That's part of the business,
Okay,
right?
but I mean, he may only be selling 10 gallons of maple syrup, but.
Doesn't
still,
matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's a,
Fine,
If I had to write down my friggin' sewing machines, he's writing down his tractor.
that's right.
yeah,
He's gonna
You
be
write down
certified
snow
deal.
machines?
My sewing machine.
Oh.
Sewing.
Not the snow machine.
Yeah.
No, we already paid for those.
Yeah.
It's a very, it's an unfair tax.
It's crazy, but.
Because the thing is, we could have a perfect list of everybody who should be getting all of it, every perfect list today. Next year, somebody go get a new tractor, we don't know. But if you get a building permit for a new garage, we're gonna know, you need a permit for it.
yeah.
So it becomes very, very mind-numbingly impossible to keep going. We just do the best we can, straight face to anybody, yeah, we're trying to get everything we can, everything's gonna fall through the cracks. It's a cat and mouse game with a lot of things. But when we have, you know, a mountain up here, you can't, no, and we shouldn't. I know what Bethel does next door, but we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're not Bethel, we don't like to talk about
No.
that.
So,
Or I don't anyway. Now, what happens for someone who had all these side businesses and they have all their personal property tax and now they're like, I'm done with the business part
mhm.
and I'm just gonna do my own things?
Then that we would, if we believe that to be the case, and that is true, then we would take it away.
They would have to fill out a form.
Fill out
telling
a
us.
Because we had
We
someone
had
that
somebody do
had,
When Cisco had the,
Cisco took his thing out,
from Step Falls.
step fault, the
Yeah.
dam, yeah.
Yeah.
I had him write a statement that says
Oh, yeah,
that this
yeah,
is
yeah,
no
yeah,
longer, this is no
Right,
longer
well, I was thinking like my
active,
dad
so-
isn't doing firewood anymore, he's not gonna sell logs for the people anymore,
Right,
you know, all those things.
yeah. So when he's not doing that, he needs to write us
Right.
saying
Right.
he's not doing that.
But people should be filling them out yearly
Yeah.
so that it would
That way we don't.
eliminate that.
And we'll get in the habit of sending it out every year now.
Yeah.
Just that initial is pretty.
We did put it in the town report
Yeah.
also. So that's the it, but, well, if they reach town, we know how to do it.
So, 28 people got it, right?
That's right. Well, no, we've had quite a few take them up.
They kept
before
picking 'em
town
up,
meeting,
yeah.
So, that was
And-
good.
Misery Loves Company, this happens every town, every year, same thing. And I've had towns go this long without really kind of cleaning it up. I'm sure the town auditor gets on you every year, they hate an outstanding tax and try to get it cleaned up, but it's a low priority really, but
Yeah.
we'll do the best we can and keep going with it.
But we're just taxing him on what he said he has, so, and the
Oh.
evaluation,
And the same numbers that he has, that's right.
so.
Yes. That's what we do.
That's right. So we go from there. We'll see what happens.
We'll let you off the hook and you can go home.
I think
Not
so.
yet, not yet. not
So, no, okay, if,
yet. Next one I want to talk about.
oh, that's, I don't know what this one is. If he comes in to see the board again, you know, just have him direct him to me, have him come in and see me. That I can, I think I explained it to him, because these are my numbers, I did the math, so. you know, he may come to you, that's why I'm here, to be the middleman. Say, just redirect him into me and I can explain it to him. And after 60 days, 70 days, we don't hear from him, it's over,
Well, he's not talking to me, so we probably won't do that.
Well, he came in the last time. He came in when Rob was here,
Yeah, he
he's
did,
called me a
yeah.
couple times, so, yeah. The other one is the Pease property, the one that we had the wrong,
Oh, the peas.
yeah. But he is,
Kenneth,
it's next on your agenda.
Oh, I guess I.
I know, I forgot to talk to you about this
Is that
again today, as a
taxation?
reminder. Yeah, I put,
Discussion.
yeah, when KP came in the first time to talk about the abatement, he just said his tax had gone up. I said, yeah,
we had a reevaluation.
we had a reevaluation, everybody's went up, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't recommend that he fill out the abatement thing. And then he was gonna fill it out, and Rob was coming, and then, I can't remember what happened, and he didn't make it. So anyway, now, then he ended up being behind, and he was late filling out the abatement request. He was, and we had him taxed for 100 and something, 118 acres or 100, I don't know. He only has 22 acres, and we were taxing him for a lot more. So he has not paid his taxes, because I said don't pay him rent, because I feel we made an error.
I think what happened was that card, when we grabbed the card, converting at the time of the reval, we had an old acreage total, because a lot of land had been taken away, we put the right number on that. He didn't come in, it is what it is, I get that, but, so the reason it's brought to you guys more, because it's out of my realm, because it's
Right.
more than a year old. He filed for the abatement late, after the 185 days, but as assessor, as the board, we can grant any abatement that we see fit for the entire year. So this is more of a discussion between, you know, you guys and me about what had happened, what was explained to him, and kind of like the right thing to do.
Well, he was kind of misled or something.
Well,
Not really misled, but
Well, yeah, to a point he was, because,
He just said his taxes had gone up, and we explained that we did have a reevaluation, but we didn't really take his bill and
so
compare.
he's only
and
got 22 acres, and some of the other was
He got billed for over
probably
100, I think.
He probably went with keys.
you know.
But he got billed for over 100.
And he had a responsibility, he didn't come in and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, but it's just life. It happens.
Sounds like he did ask a
Well, he
question.
did.
Well, he didn't come all the way to me, at the
No.
time of the hearings and the notices went out before the tax bills, you didn't come in, your tax bill has your acreage on it.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't quite catch it, it just.
It's snowball effect.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am to the snowball effect,
It was the timing, I think.
Yeah.
And
so
So it would be a 2-year abatement, right? Is that right?
technically.
This
yes.
year, the year we're in now, and then go back a year.
Yeah,
And I, if you guys do that, it will be on our own volition, and there's no appeal. He can't, if we tell him no, he can't appeal it, because by his start was too late. But if we want to do him this, you know, service, we can. And I let him know when I come back. You can tell him it's gonna happen if that's what they want. But we'll do the mathematics when they come back on, the day I put down, 26th, I think.
I don't know, I haven't seen that.
I didn't see that.
I put it to
Oh, okay,
my full box.
okay, your full box. It might be by the time you come
So,
back.
That's right.
Those
I
are
mean, it's
the-
not unreasonable on either side. To ask for it and to grant it, it's not unreasonable.
Well, there's quite a difference in acreage.
Mm.
Yeah,
So we need to make him,
motion.
you'd have to fill out one of those
Yeah,
abatement things.
no, he already did that part.
Well, there's a
Well, no,
different,
but I mean-
an abatement form for
Oh,
you guys to sign.
Right,
Yeah.
Rob will do that,
Right.
yeah.
If I get to go ahead, we'll let him, when I come back, I'll let him know, well, you can let him know anytime, we'll let him know officially what it is. Well, the math is there, I mean, he could, if you want him to pay, we can figure out what he owes for this year.
You have,
Did I-
what you have?
Did I do last year's too?
I don't,
I did.
No,
no, I don't think so.
all right, we can send it to you, but.
But he already paid for last year's, last year's.
So you would take, yeah, you could just take the abatement, both abatements, and apply it to this year, and tell them what the difference is, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't refund him anything. The mill rate was straight up 8 last year, right?
Yes.
So that would add same value, mill rate. $588.80 for 2021. 614.56 for this year. That's the math, so.
Okay. I think
And you said he paid,
I believe he paid the 22.
he
had
may
to-
have, he probably
had to
did.
have paid
He
the
probably
22.
Yeah, you would have put it,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would have,
you would have.
Would've leaned.
He would have leaned
Yeah.
already, and I'm right up on that, so
Yeah.
it is not.
yeah, you're right.
He paid the 22, so we'll have to.
Yeah.
so we need a motion to approve giving an abatement
2022 and 2021.
22 and
to
22.
Kenneth Bees for 21 and 22.
Right. April 1st, 21, April 1st, 22.
I'll make a motion that we grant the assessor.
Even,
I'll second that.
Get that all figured out?
Yeah.
It's been moved to second that we grant, we approve the assessor to go back and give an abatement to Kenneth Bees. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
thank you.
Now you can go ahead.
So when I come back,
Yeah.
so when I come back, I'll prepare the abatement for you guys to sign and the supplemental for the tree growth penalty that we've already got the money in for. So, that would be a problem. That would just to clean things up afterwards, so. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
All those again, Lou?
See you next time.
Yep.
We got your number, so.
Yes, you do.
Okay, review and approve 1-year extension for solid waste.
Yes.
Another year.
Another year, Bethel's already approved, and Hanover actually contacted us and said they approved it. Usually we don't give them a shot at Hanover, but they finally,
We don't have much choice, I guess.
not really, unfortunately.
Back
just-
and everybody
Yeah,
keeps
here we go,
dragging
getting
this
bullied
out.
again.
Yeah. Nobody would bid on it, and Natalie wanted to send it out again, and I said, I'd be calling them because you're not gonna get anywhere, and it's gonna be the same thing. Because ABC doesn't have manpower, Archie's doesn't have manpower, and waste management, doesn't wanna deal with what you find. So it's Casella.
So is this a lot more?
Yes, what I gave you the last time showed you that I think we were paying. I don't have it from me, do I? 3 something for the halls, and now it's 475. Might have been 410, it was 410. Back before that, it was 3 something, and then it went up to
How it's gonna come out budget-wise?
just barely.
Okay.
Just barely under or just barely over?
But just barely, whatever.
Just barely, we're gonna squeak by, I know. But they,
You would have added 10%.
yeah. So we're hoping that when we change the fees for some stuff, maybe it'll kind of offset it just enough that, otherwise. I doubt it, but.
Where does everybody else stand on the fees?
Hanover didn't say anything. Bethel, Natalie said Bethel was liking the fees. Bethel's response is in blue. I don't know if I did you guys in color, nope. So
It's in the
Bethel,
list there somewhere.
the 1-year expiration for the 20 punches, $200 for 20 punches, they said yes. 1 pickup load, 1 punch, yes. 1 pickup with high sides or pickup with trailer is 2 punches, yes. I said, she wanted me to clarify and force it back up, and I said, well, when the guys at the station call us for help, we're gonna either be there, you, me, Scott, sheriff, I don't care. Somebody's gonna be there to, because they get a ton of grief. For blue for the rentals, Bethel said yes, blue, placard. And that will go for the ladies that do housekeeping, because that's a commercial business. Caretaker is a commercial business, and the $200 would apply. Dump stickers, $10 a year expire every June. Beth will agree to that too.
And what, are they looking to have this start like July 1st?
If they can get this, if I could ask that, I think that you want.
I mean, I would assume so, that way
Yeah.
everybody would get like a whole
Yeah.
year, like we're not gonna put it in place in like a week,
Right, no, no,
obviously.
yeah. So,
Well, I guess these are two separate things, but.
right, they are.
So they gotta change dump stickers each year? or-
That's what we're, I think we changed the color or something. We talked about this way back before when I was.
Right.
Yeah. So that we have to, that's the only way we know that.
Well, yeah, and you're gonna put the year on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we, Newry, recommended the prices and, well, Bethel upped it to $200 for the commercial. And then one of you guys had said it anyway, so I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So we're hoping that'll help us with this part.
If everybody conforms to it, then
Right.
you gotta have somebody that,
Oh, yeah.
So I have a question. Let's say I take a whole load of stuff from my house to the dump.
you better do it before two.
Do I have to get a punch card for that? Is there gonna be like,
No,
Resident.
resident,
so resident, I'm just like a,
a dump sticker covers.
Okay,
You know, unless it's white goods, blah, blah, blah.
right, okay, I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure I
One
got it
trip,
right.
right, it's supposed to be
One
one
trip a
trip,
day.
one trip a day. So you could go 3 times a week.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question? Do you have a question? No. Just move it.
Fidgeted, that's what I do.
We don't have a large audience, so you stand out today.
So, yeah,
I'll make a motion that we go with the plan.
Are we talking about which one are we
the
talking about?
disposal agreement?
Are we talking about punch card?
I'm gonna talk about the stickers first.
Okay, punch card, plan,
We'll go with the program for the stickers
okay,
and punch cards.
yep,
I will second that.
And moved and seconded that we follow with the proposal for stickers and punch cards. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor?
In favor.
Have to sign something on that, I think.
Not this one.
no, it's gonna be in the minutes, so. we're good.
Okay.
The agreement, we really don't have a choice.
No, you only need one signature on that, either you can give me approval to sign it, or you can sign it.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the agreement and Greta can sign it for us.
I'll second that motion.
So moved and seconded that we accept the agreement and have Loretta sign the agreement for us. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor?
In favor.
This is only like the third year we dragged it along.
Yes,
Well, maybe next year we'll refuse it. Throw a wrench into the system.
yeah,
Well, we've been threatening to pull out and do something on our own.
but we could figure out later.
Gotta figure out what it is first.
That's a topic for another day.
Go back to the dumpsters we used to have.
Right. Okay.
Review of annual town meeting. Everybody extremely happy, not so happy?
I haven't heard a thing, other than I looked up Simmons Brook today. It's Simons.
Yes, that's what it says on the map.
That's what it says on the maps, on GIS, so we're gonna go with that.
But that's only as good as what the information that we gave
Exactly.
them, so.
So I don't know if I did it right or wrong anyway, but it's, you know, whatever, it's done.
We know what it means.
That's right, that's what I thought too.
That's what I said.
It had to be made an issue. So, the other thing for the town meeting was the church. I emailed the attorney, sent him a copy of the town meeting warrant article, and I sent him a copy of the deeds. And, neither one places any restrictions on the right on the gift to the town, so the town is free to do with the church property whatever it wishes, including similar. They had a similar situation in another town, He said the lesson there was because the donor didn't attach any conditions to the gift, the town is free to sell it. So, and as you know, we got the annual, the assessed fair market value of $90,000 from Sally Harkins. I can't remember the name of her real estate office, but that's good. If you wanted to list it with her, or how you want to proceed.
Just to be fair, I think we should accept 2 or 3 different ones.
So we'll drag it out longer?
Well, it would, but I'm just trying to.
Well,
just
so
say it.
somebody can't
I don't
say, well.
think you can list it with more than one real estate agent, can you?
No, no,
No,
no.
But,
You think somebody else, like another realtor, should look at it? Is
well,
that
I'm
what you're
just thinking, well, what I'm thinking is if we just say, yep, we're gonna do with this one. And somebody else says, well, I wanted a chance at that, you know?
Well, the thing is, she did,
I'm just
no,
trying
I
to
get what
give
you're
a
saying.
fair.
I
fair
asked
deal
her,
here.
and she did not charge us to give us her.
That's
Or
something,
whatever.
yeah.
The other ones may not, I do not know. Just for a heads up. I can ask.
What I'm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, we have to do something, we have to go to bid. And
We
this
don't
is,
have to,
this is kind of like something that
yeah.
should go to bid, but maybe we won't, but, you know.
I don't think it needs to go to bid.
So
That wasn't my understanding from
Yeah,
what.
well, no, I'm just asking the question, I guess.
Yeah. I have had 2 inquiries about it already.
I think Brooks has a question
Brooks?
for real this
Oh,
time.
So, do you already have a buyer?
no,
No?
I've had 2 inquiries about it. And I told them we're gonna discuss it, we haven't totally decided what we're doing. And they both said, okay. So I can check with other real estate agents.
I don't know.
And then somebody asked, are you gonna have an open house? And I said, well, technically, no, because you're not supposed to go in it. So that would be enough.
Yeah, you just probably open the door and look in.
But
But we would have to make that clear with whoever we listed to, that you
Yes.
can't go transfer through there if it's unsafe.
Correct. So you guys decide. Tell me what to do.
Quiet.
Does anybody have a different realtor that they think we should ask? I mean,
I wasn't anybody in particular, I just was trying to do the, thinking that
well,
somebody.
maybe we should get, well, like you said, you don't know if they're gonna charge us.
Yeah,
I mean, we probably should get a couple of different evaluations, whatever you wanna call it. I'm sure they're all probably gonna be the same, or close to the same, because they all kind of work together.
yeah. And, I mean, I'm not opposed to just one, but I just.
No, but this way, if we have a couple, they can't say that we didn't
We
check it on
yeah,
somebody else.
favored somebody or something. That's the kind of way I was looking at it.
So I can ask Susan Duplessis, Cassie Mason. What's the other one? Savages. What's the name?
If we get to agree, we don't have to ask her. to
Well, we
agree.
can just, I mean, can we just email them and be like, hey, are you interested in possibly
Tell us what the deal would be.
Yeah.
listing of this, blah, 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 and just see what they say, I guess, and then at the next meeting, we can decide who to go with.
Again.
I mean, maybe some of them don't want.
Right.
The way a lot of them are is they don't want to fiddle with the low dollar stuff, all they want is the big dollar stuff.
Right.
Well, maybe it could be a $big thing. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I mean,
Right.
they're getting,
Right.
4 or 5%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
6%, whatever it is.
Okay,
And let's table that with his exceptions.
yep. We can do that.
It's kinda too bad there weren't more at the town meeting.
I know. But it was a nice article in the paper about it, the Bethel Citizen. And it still didn't prompt any. We had people call us and say, oh, I watched it on,
Yeah, I
On
watched it
YouTube.
on W.H.A.T
W.H.A.T,
live,
yeah. yeah.
couldn't vote, had people the next day, how'd that turn out? So they knew about it,
Yeah,
but they didn't, they
But
chose
they didn't
not to
come.
come. They did.
That's unfortunate for
yeah,
everybody,
everybody.
really.
Yes, yes it is. But you can't make people come, you can't make them vote, they just like to complain, so. That's all we can do.
They're gonna do that anyway.
That's right, so,
No,
We
they
do our
come up
best.
and complain, but they had their chance to come and
that's right,
say their piece, and they
Yep.
elected not to,
yep,
good, bad, or otherwise.
right. So,
I guess we'll move on.
okay.
Sign the school warrants.
Yeah, there they are, 9 of each of them. Yeah, so we know that packet goes in that envelope. And I got a ball to
So
page
there's
it.
9 signatures, like,
You gotta keep, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta go through all those, and you gotta go to this
It's that, it's just crazy.
can we take this off? While we start and pass them on?
As long as they,
As
that's,
long as those all end up back in that
That envelope.
packet, yeah.
yep,
So we find right here.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
and then I get to sign them all.
Along with the check.
My signature's up here, Tim.
Ah, stop crying.
We had to do these for each town.
Yeah, oh, I don't know why they have us do 9 each, I
I
haven't
don't
figured that
know.
out yet.
We're gonna find that out. Come on.
Does one have to go to each town?
There's not 9 towns though.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Probably Dr. Murphy
There's
needs
not a
to
town in the district.
I know at the end after the election, we gotta send so many copies in, but I don't know how many, because they don't give us any directions in these wonderful packets. You been out on your bike?
One.
I just wondered, because I saw one go by Andy's the other day, but it wasn't you, but it wasn't a bike, it was a, it looked like a moped, but it wasn't,
It wasn't David
David.
Bartlett?
no, it almost looked like Brian Cleary,
Oh, it could have been.
so.
I keep watching to see if David.
Yeah. You and David raced yet?
He actually has.
I can see you guys
Oh.
drag racing.
Yeah. I wonder,
Town office.
probably your bike would go faster than moped.
You can pedal yours too, right? Yeah.
Can you pedal it faster than it goes with the motor?
No, I ran out a couple of times coming back from Andover at the church. It's a hard haul.
Oh. That is a long,
Yeah,
yeah, a long ride. Stop myself.
that is a long night.
I haven't ridden a bike in years.
Did you send me?
Probably crash into the ditch.
Well, I tried, when we were in Florida,
I got a flat tire now.
I got on one in the store, and I got wicked lightheaded, so I thought, I'm not gonna ride a bike. Getting more fresh.
Mom has a tray in.
Yeah, there's other papers in there, but nothing
Okay.
you have to sign.
Okay. You got one more?
Okay,
Oh, yeah, I got 9
I got a
more.
whole packet,
Nine
another
more.
packet.
Okay.
Sure good.
The second sheet. the second
Yeah,
file.
I paperclipped those already.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't have to think I had to sort them out and which ones were what. I mean, I think you could handle it, but
We didn't get any more confusion.
we didn't want them.
No.
It's worse than buying a new car.
I agree. Oh my God, women. Use this lamp while I gotta do stuff. Excuse me. Last two, Rod?
Oh, wait, I got some.
Just make one set of
Yeah,
those,
that's fine.
and that's what we did.
Okay,
Okay, good, good job, thank you.
Sunday at the schoolhouse.
After the meeting, after the town meeting, Jill Kenny and Bambi Baker came in and said they had been volunteers to help take care of the Sunday River Schoolhouse before, they were on a committee, but none of us here knew that. So they volunteered to do the flower boxes, which they've done them already. I went over today, took pictures of the old building out back that they suggested that we tear down, and 2 or 3 other people suggested we tear down instead of putting money into it. So I couldn't remember what it looked like and how bad it was, so I took pictures of it today to share with you guys.
Not in very good shape. There's
No.
no way you can open and close, and I think
Right.
it's really not much of a foundation, I think
Right.
it's kind of rotted down.
Right, and I didn't go around the whole thing because I didn't have on the right shoes for
Now,
that.
the
but-
backside of it could be
Looks
nasty.
like anything can get in there.
Well, I think you could live in there quite well. Looked like some,
They were supposed to
trees
put
were growing
in a new roof and built a new door, so.
so, yeah. I didn't, yeah, you
Okay.
passed this to them.
well, they're flowers, I think.
They do, and I did tell them we'd reimburse them for the flowers, which they brought in the receipt, thank you. Well, Ted brought in the receipt, so. And that's what we had bid, had approved to take to town meeting to repair over there. So I weren't quite sure if we wanted to repair that building or tear down that building.
Now, is this all in the garage or
No, the granite replacement was for
the schoolhouse?
the schoolhouse. I think the only new door in the shed out of pine, I think that was,
I think that's that shed.
and then this
And then
galvanized
the
roof.
roof.
Right.
Right,
So those two long
So which building is in a better condition, this or the church?
I would say this one because it's not, it's still, you can still use it.
the
That's,
shed.
that's,
No.
Schoolhouse?
Oh,
Schoolhouse.
oh,
but that's
sorry,
just
you're
a
talking about the shed
decision
or the
that
church?
you folks have made,
no, the shed, you talking the shed or the schoolhouse?
Schoolhouse.
the schoolhouse or the church.
Okay, the schoolhouse is on the antique, on the
Historical
historic
register.
register, antique register. That's,
So we gotta save it no matter what.
I guess so. We didn't put it on we didn't put it on that register, it's been on there since I started here, before I started here. I don't know,
The foundation is still good on that one. So,
right, just needs a couple things to block the holes.
Yeah.
That was done years and years ago to put it on the historic register. The church, of course I was told this, I don't know if it's true, couldn't be on the historic register because it wasn't old enough and it had
That's-
been moved. But I don't know who makes these, I don't know who makes these rules.
Well, I'd like verification on where that came from.
So, that I don't know. And then Bambi and Jill asked if we could get a marker from the National Historic Register for the schoolhouse. If it is on it, why can't we get a plaque? And I said, well, I'd have to look into that too, because nobody asked us that before. But again, it used to be open, Historical Society, Caroline Gould used to open it 2 or 3 weekends a year, we'd get donations, whatever. And then, but that hasn't been done in years. We've had, well, since I came back last year, we had one lady who wanted to take her grandkids in there. To see
I'm
what-
surprised that the school district hasn't done something with one of the classes and
I know.
do it.
They have no bus drivers. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
get
true.
my kid home, never mind to a field trip.
So, I don't know, that was food for thought about the building. That's what they asked me, so I was sharing my questions with you.
So have we ever had the books appraised?
Not that I know of. I was told that they had the ones here, that was the Grafton Library, but not that I know of. I mean, they're just sitting over there, place is dirty.
Oh, yeah, dusty.
I cleaned it in the 90s once.
I know. And I remember Kelly cleaned it once. But it's not a decision you have to make today because
But the church must be almost as old as that, though, really.
I,
Because didn't that church set down by that was a.
Nope.
I thought they moved it from
No,
up there.
that was a
not
different,
according to Don Bennett's research.
right.
I was under the impression that was moved up there.
That was a different one that was moved from,
Right,
yeah. Did that other one burn down?
that burned,
Yeah,
and it wasn't at that spot anyways.
right. How did this one, I don't remember how this one got there. I'd have to dig.
Well, did you put something on, grew up in Newry, something about how the church got there?
No, it was Don Bennett
Don Bennett?
from the historical side. He did quite an article on it, in 2000, early 2000.
Because that's what I sent to you, yes, and to the newspaper lady.
So it was built in 1907, so it's over 100 years old.
Anyway. Well, then I am.
How much money we got in the account for that?
I knew you were gonna ask me.
I mean, we've been raising like $1,000 a year or something like that.
For the church, I mean, for the
For the schoolhouse.
schoolhouse, sorry. I was calling it cemeteries the other day, so I'm sorry. I don't remember offhand. Because we mow, we pay for the mowing, we pay for the, I don't have it here.
But we raised the money to fix it, right?
Rest we did.
But I'm not sure what we had in the account. Did we raise enough?
Oops, I'm saying cemetery, see, I want church. Hang on,
No, you went to schoolhouse.
I want schoolhouse, okay? Sorry.
If we decided to tear it down, we wouldn't need the pine doors.
And the roof.
Well, the roof, yeah.
Right.
We budgeted 4,000. Last year, we spent $255, so it's mowing.
Just the mowing,
Just the mowing. And in '23, we budgeted 1,500.
The pressure treated box, is that flowers or what is that for?
With hardware deck,
It might be for that door that needs to be under the foundation.
oh,
To close the
close
door?
it, yeah,
Because there's a space about like this that varmints
Yeah.
can get in there.
yeah.
Well, he may may change his mind if you tell him we just want the granite and, what, did he mean?
The granite has moved in the last year or two.
Yeah, there's a piece of, if you look at that picture, did I give you a picture of the front of it? If you look down, the bottom piece of the side has come off.
But if we just tear maybe they tear it down and haul it all.
The shed,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the granite steps, see how they're tipping
Yeah.
down, and that piece of cardboard's laying right there.
Right.
But this, doesn't, I don't see that it serves us any use.
I
think
didn't-
it was a woodshed at once upon.
I think so.
time.
I didn't try to go in it.
Or
I
is
didn't
that a
really-
question for the historicals?
I don't think
Yeah.
the door would even open because it's settled so much
Yeah.
that the door's right into the ground.
So I don't know technically if we can tear it down where it's on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll have to research that, I guess.
I mean, if there's not a problem with us tearing it down, then I would say tear it down, but if it goes into another part of the schoolhouse, then maybe we can't tear it down.
That's a good point. Guess we better look. While I'm on there, I can,
If that's the case, then it needs to be jacked up and new sills put in it and
yeah.
all that stuff.
All right.
It's gonna cost us a lot more money.
So I'll look into that. While I'm there, I'll look into it. Sure. If that's what you want me to do, I can do that.
I guess we'll table that and we'll do it.
Okay. Here's the other photo. Thank you.
Um,
So I guess we'll hold off on getting
The
back
whole,
to
the whole package, I guess we'll hold on to another meeting.
Mhm.
Okay.
We've got something somewhere with
Joel's,
Joel's
Yeah.
report.
13 permits for a total of $5,541. Permits, info requests, and realtor inquiries are steady. And then she writes, there may be an easier solution to the debris removal and disposal of construction projects. A flat fee for new homes or per square foot fee for new homes and additions, or a combination for renovation projects that when the building permit is issued, the fee is collected up front when the building permit is paid for. Then the transfer attendants aren't being the enforcers. Bethel CEO and I are looking at this jointly and trying to come up with an easier solution than violation letters to contractors for not having a contracted disposal container or burn permits from the fire department.
I've said this for a long time, that's the time to get your money, is when they want their permit.
right, and the other thing is, we had a guy come in the other day, they can't get the roll-offs. Casella says, well, yeah, we can get one for you, but we don't know when. Nobody
Who's
can
the
get.
guy, how does the guy getting them that's got them
Yeah, there's
posted all over the side of the road?
Well, there's out very
Richards.
big.
Bennett.
Oh,
Richards.
just little-
Richards.
Yeah, that guy's got, he's got 3 of them, he says, but they're not very big.
Tim, why is he advertising all over the place?
Yeah, because he thinks he's gonna, you know,
Maybe he's
people are
trying,
using
he's
them,
new, maybe he's
He's
trying
trying
to
to- yeah.
expand, I don't know.
And you'll get bigger ones as evening?
maybe, but he's gonna have to buy new ones because nobody can get a hold of any. So I kinda threw an email out to you guys today, and I threw it out to Bethel too. Natalie wasn't a fan of this, but if we can get somebody to pay, I don't care, say $500, when they're doing a new home construction, or, you know, I only said $500, but that ain't gonna be a drop in the hat, but it's a start. To cover something,
So, if they're paying $500 here and they're a contractor, they still have to pay $200 for a punch card?
no, unless they're gonna take stuff to the dump. Well, they're gonna take it to the dump anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
They're trying to work them.
We're trying to figure out
They're
that,
trying to-
but for now, we'll shoot the other way.
Because if I'm a contractor,
Yeah,
why don't I just buy a punch card for
Because it's a hassle, because you gotta go to that town office once your 20 bunches are out.
You
Right,
can go through
but-
that pretty quick.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
It's I don't know, I just figured we gotta have a way to offset it a little bit. We'll
No,
never get
I definitely agree.
100% in any way, but.
Well, I would
How are we
think that
gonna know they didn't punch the freaking card themselves?
Right.
Well, they're not gonna punch the
They're
card
not gonna punch the
themselves
card.
No, it's
because
gotta go, it's gotta be done.
they're not getting a free one at the end.
Right. So,
I
this,
would think
if we went this way, what Joel's saying, we'd have to change how our building permit application is and how what it's written. And Bethel would have to do the same. And that takes an act of Congress to get things changed, and time. So if we wanted to do it this way,
Sounds to me like the people that are renting out the dumpsters, they need to get their act together, because they're the ones losing money when they're not going out.
exactly, because they charge, what, $600, I think, for a roll-off, at least, so. More food for thought on the dump.
Right.
It's never ended.
But the other thing is that they don't have any drivers. These
Right.
places like ABC Rubbish, they have no
Yeah.
drivers
Right.
to go and get these and collect them, and
But
that's hard.
that's really not our problem. It becomes our problem, but it's
Right.
not our problem.
Right,
No, but that's why they're not
Yeah.
getting any, you know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have them just for their regular trash.
right,
And so those stay there permanently.
Yeah.
So they don't pay.
right,
I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, they had a bunch of the smaller ones down the old dump.
dump, yeah,
It was stacked up there like cordwood, you know? I don't know
Right,
what
well, you can
happened.
have all the containers you want, but if you don't have somebody that can deliver them and empty them, it's
Right,
not really gonna
this
do any
stuff's gotta
good.
go all the way to like Lewiston,
Lewiston.
it's gotta go to Lewiston, so you can get,
and some will go into,
Nor do I,
yeah, that had a big fire last
So
week,
it's-
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, to finish the report.
Yeah.
Plumbing and septic permits, there's been 12 issued for the year. Roads, Sunday River and I will meet next month or so to pull together what, where, and how traffic movement and count study.
I brought up the subject on that. Down by the small cemetery down here, almost in Newry Corner, they got some kind of a permanent one set up there that I would believe it would work in the winter to count traffic.
yeah. We'll have to get a hold of DOT and see.
Yeah, see what,
Wesley, but I didn't think.
I don't know what it would cost or what to deal with, but it's gonna be hard to get car count on, in Sunday River if they put, you know, they have to pull up the rubber counter there that every time it snows,
Yeah,
and that's when everybody
no,
comes.
that's right, that's what we wanted.
that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be one of the questions that come out of that, hopefully, if we mention it to them.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, town in, deputy town clerk report.
Don't forget you.
Can't forget me, so the 30-day notices went out today, and we only had 70 of them, so we're around that, I
Yeah, it's
think.
not too shabby.
70 in total. And of those 70, there were 37 who had made no payments at all for 23. So they've missed the whole year so far, so hopefully we'll be collecting a lot of those in the next 30 days before we start the lien process. It's really, no, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll be going to the, budget meeting on
That's right.
tomorrow night at 6:30.
This is the approval thing. This is the one that we gotta approve
Yeah,
people,
For
but
the-
then,
have
this
to
is the
vote.
first one, and then everybody votes to, yeah.
Yes, yep, so that's
And
tomorrow night.
Amy's going
6:30.
because I have to finish packing my house up, after Amy and Mandy packed a ton of my house.
So I'm going to,
She's going to relax at the school.
I'm going to go be a ballot clerk and then I'll act as, school board director, yes.
Yep.
And that's all I have.
I hope people ask a lot of questions on that.
They won't.
we need people to show up and ask the questions. That's the problem.
I don't think it's right, but that's another story.
Hey,
We agree.
I've been there, I've spoke, I've voted, and
She was in the minority.
I was in the minority.
Well, you know, that's, there again, that's.
But I
people
did-
don't come
Show
and
up,
vote
yeah.
and do their,
Due diligence.
you know, that's why we've got in the
That's why.
situation we're in
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Anyway, town administrators report.
Was you gonna say something?
We have election before the next selectmen's meeting or after?
No,
Yeah.
after,
It's coming up close.
Yeah, election was the 13th,
yeah, 13.
because it threw me by, it's the
Second.
second Tuesday.
It's the
instead
second
of-
Tuesday
Yeah.
in June.
Yeah, so June 6th is the first one, so that's when we meet. Election day is June 13th.
Okay.
Then we meet again on the 20th.
What time are we meeting on the third? No, that's the boat, so that we
Yeah.
can come in almost anytime on that.
Right.
That's
That's
what
8
they're
to 8.
doing, Betsy and Dick's funeral in Concord.
Oh,
Or Betsy's, I should say, I don't know if they.
well, the 6th is scholarship night for seniors.
But it's not in person.
It's not in person.
Right, that's right.
No, we're gonna watch it on what TV?
Why?
I kind of made a comment about that to
They had it.
Mr. Elliott last night.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't, everything is so much, so different,
It is, and it's just stupid.
I don't
and
like
it's
it.
not right, I mean, it's not to say that it's right, I mean,
No.
COVID is gone.
That's what I
So
told him
why
last
don't we in
night. He
person?
No.
just kind of looked at me like, shut up, lady.
Yeah, he didn't really wanna hear that.
No, he didn't.
No.
Well, I figure it takes longer if,
It does, but
but,
the kids are proud of what they got.
They worked a long time to get
About
that.
yeah.
Do you have
Anyway,
anything?
and it's good, you can watch it, but it's not the same
Same.
as,
Yeah.
is it this live or Memorex, you know?
Right. Yep.
But anyway,
All they have is, FEMA has called, they had a Zoom meeting with them about the winter storm Elliott, and they're gonna come here for a meeting on June 5th, I think it is, at 2 in the afternoon. So make sure we have everything. We haven't started the May storm yet, but this is winter storm Elliott. I feel like they're gonna be very disappointed because ours was only $5,000, but whatever. Gotta do it. Charlie started mowing the cemeteries, Tink started mowing town buildings,
Yeah, they've all been around one time.
yeah. So,
what about this May thing, you're not supposed to mow until the end of May.
no mow May.
Yeah,
You're
they-
killing the bees.
No, so, my question is there a reason that when Charlie mows, starting in May, we stop paying Charlie in May? When you stop mowing, we don't pay you until June,
June,
July?
it's the way the contract was written up, mine was written up that way.
I think it's
I think one of the reasons was is somebody
we
didn't
were
want.
doing no mow May.
I just was
Think-
confused, so I wanted to
I think
ask.
when Amy was here, she didn't want to paper anything before it got happened.
Oh, it still doesn't make any
Doesn't
sense,
make
cause that would be
sense, no.
July.
So,
She didn't budget for it, let's be real.
oh,
And
maybe
so
that's
she
it.
had
Okay.
to put it to July 1st.
so I'm
I'm
gonna
guessing.
look, and I'm gonna change that.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. I just think it's,
I think it had to do with the budget,
Budget, okay.
I
I
believe,
will review.
because
Okay.
of July 1st, that's when it's.
Okay.
But my contract says I start in June getting collected.
Right, so that doesn't make any sense because the
But-
budget would be July 1st.
But he gets paid, in the past,
If
has
you-
gotten paid June and July in July.
May, June, July, and July.
Yeah,
Could be.
Yeah.
he hasn't gotten paid until
Well,
July
No,
1st.
that may be the way he's billing it, because I think we're billing,
He does
we're
it.
billed in June for what we did in May,
Right.
and in
But they
July
weren't
for what we
paid
did in
July.
June, and we carry right along through to October.
I think so.
Must have. Because Charlie's technically isn't a contract. He mows and then he comes in
Yeah,
for the bill the next
whatever,
day.
I mean, it's,
As long as everybody gets paid.
mine.
I just didn't know if there was a specific reason, but
The
I,
only reason I think they had was is Amy wanted to make sure the work was done before they paid anything.
well, yeah,
But,
It
you know,
is.
so it was easier just to start
Okay. That's all I needed to know. Cause I was confused on, why am I doing it this way?
So does it look like we're gonna have a lot of stuff for June sixth?
Not yet.
I mean, we,
I mean, the church,
Well,
the
that's.
church, the
Church,
schoolhouse,
And Rob's stuff.
and Rob.
Well, when's he coming?
I don't know yet, cause I wasn't here when you.
Thirteenth, didn't he say something about the
I thought he
thirteenth?
said the 26th.
Yeah, something like that, he did say, but I don't remember what it was.
At this point, that's all we have for the sixth. Maybe we can change it.
well, if we didn't really need it, I mean,
Wanna play by ear right now?
cause this time of year is kind of
In between.
I mean, a lot of, some people got graduations and a bunch of other stuff that you can't go to anyway, I guess.
Right. That night, we can't,
It's
that
not
night, I guess
posted
we
anyway.
can't, so, yeah.
But we can watch it.
I mean, if there's something that we really need to do,
Alright. So we can do it tentatively on hold right now. Unless I get something that really pops out. I might not have the church information by then. Or the schoolhouse information by then.
how do you know, I mean, it's not like we have to, get rid of it right off.
Nope. Nope.
I'm all for postponing it if you're able.
I mean, if we don't need it, then,
Wait, okay.
but if there's something that really needs to be
Done.
brought up and done,
Yeah,
we'll do it.
okay. So shoot for the 20th? Let's say the 20th will be the next meeting. 13th is election day.
Yeah.
That work for everybody? But if I need one, I know how to call you and say, hey,
I might be in trouble on the 20th, I'm supposed to take the L
Wait,
your
you
anniversary's the
For
18th.
anniversary.
Yeah.
I told her I'd call Dave and Ann, see if I could use the camp.
Right up the road.
So, Mandy, do you think?
6:17. Make a motion, we adjourn.
Well, take.
I'll second that, I was thinking.
Been one
something.
second, all those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
So I'm gonna take part of the day off tomorrow, I think.
I'm
Wait
gonna
till
go
you
back
see
to
what I
work
did.
tomorrow.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine what my house looks like.
You don't wanna see it.
I was like.
Where am I supposed to go?